Hey guys, welcome to Dark and Smarter. Today, we have another beginner's class guide featuring the Barbarian. The Barbarian is Dark and Darker's heaviest hitting class, with the capability of killing enemies with as little as 2 blows to the head. This class excels in both solo and team play. You're slow, but you're strong. You can see this class as the tank of Dark and Darker, with the highest base HP and someone who will be at the front lines when engaging in team fights. There are a few need to knows before choosing this class. First of all, in team fights, you should always focus the squishies such as rogues, rangers, and wizards. Their low HP paired with their high damage output makes them a high value target, and removing them will give your team a winning edge in the battle. Second, if you have a wizard on your team, you should always ask for the haste buff at the start of team fights. This gives you a boost of speed that will help close the gap on the other team. Finally, even though the two-handers are the Barbarian's main weapon, you do not always have to commit to this build. One-handers are a great option to increase movement speed and change the class completely. The Barbarian is no different from the rest of the cast when highlighting the importance of perks. These perks really amplify his similarities to a tank in most other games, and make him a terrifying force when you run into him in the dungeon. These perks are as followed: Two-handed Weapon Expert. Two-handed weapons deal additional 5% damage. Savage. Not wearing chest armor results in 5% damage bonus. Smash. You can destroy normal doors and sturdy containers. This also increases the impact power of attacks with a +1 bonus to better defeat blocks and parries. Toughness, which grants an additional 10% HP. Iron Will, which increases magic resistance by 100. Carnage, strength increases by +10 for 4 seconds after killing a target. Berserker, the less HP you have, the more damage you will do. Each 10% HP loss grants 2% additional attack power up to a max of 18% physical power. Axe Specialization, which adds +10 damage to axe attacks. And finally, Morale Boost. The Barbarian recovers 10% HP after killing a player. The Barbarian skills you choose will vary greatly depending on whether you enter the dungeon solo or with a team. The current Barbarian skills are Rage, strength is greatly increased, and movement speed is also increased by 15%. This is a great tool to use with the Wizard's Haste ability, like I mentioned earlier, to close the gap between you and enemies in fractions of a second. Although, keep in mind your defense is reduced by 20% for a short duration. Reckless Attack, the next hit ignores 75% of the enemy's armor. Savage Roar, frightens NPCs within a 7.5 meter range for 6 seconds. This also reduces enemy defense by 25%. And finally, Warcry. It increases max HP of yourself and your party by 25% for 7 seconds. Of course, the build you choose should match whatever you find comfortable, and whatever matches with your team best. But here is one that has been working for me. I haven't mentioned it yet, but the Barbarian can actually dual wield, and I prefer both the Horseman's Axe and the Hatchet as my primary and secondary weapons. The DPS you receive is actually higher than a two-handed weapon. I believe that is the best option when running these perks and skills. For perks, I run Axe Specialization, Carnage, Berserker, and Iron Will, paired with the skills Rage and Warcry. The two skills help to close gaps quickly and boost your teammates and yourself during a fight, and the perks equipped will ensure ridiculous amounts of damage when engaging in a 1v1. The Barbarian class is an amazing pick for a player that wants to run into the enemy head-on with no protections available. This is an all-out class that will have you feeling unstoppable in the dungeon. Keep in mind your vulnerability when using some of your skills, and don't get overzealous when you are zooming across the dungeon at light speed. Thanks again for tuning into Dark and Smarter. Leave a comment below about what builds you run and anything I missed out on. Catch you next time. See ya.